John Travolta is currently trending in the news because his wife of nearly 29 years has lost her fight with breast cancer and has now been pronounced dead. So let's just start off by saying rest in peace to her. Okay, so what's a beard? Not the hair on your face, we're speaking Hollywood language. A beard is defined as a woman who dates or marries a gay man to provide cover for the man's homosexuality or pedophilia. It's been a term in the entertainment world since the 1960s, but became almost normalized beginning in the 1920s when studios began including morality clauses in contracts they presented actors. Let's take a look at a few examples of beard marriages in the entertainment industry. I could go on, but today we're going to focus on John Travolta and dive right into proof that his marriage throughout his career was without a doubt a beard. In 1990, gay porn star Paul Baresi did a tell-all interview with National Enquirer. He says in 1983 he met Travolta at a gym in Los Angeles. Travolta recognized him and asked, "How much do you make for starring in porn?" "I told him $400 a day," he said. Travolta says, quote, "Then that's what I'll pay you to be with me." They later had sex and would continue from 1983 to 1985. Travolta often showed up to his apartment for sex and would spend hours on the phone while out of town for work, begging Baresi to tell him dirty stories. So understand, that story came out in 1990. It spread like a wildfire. What did John Travolta do? He did what he was told by the Church of Scientology, which was he needed to marry someone within the church. I'm sure they actually handpicked Kelly Preston for him. She had been a member of Scientology since the 80s. In 1991, John Travolta and Kelly were married in an attempt to clean up Travolta's image for the fact that he represents the Church of Scientology now. In 2006, Travolta is caught kissing his male live-in nanny, Jeff Catherine. First off, who even hires a male nanny? 6 years later, this same nanny is the one who discovered Travolta's son after he suffered a seizure and hit his head on the bathtub. Later, he died from those injuries. Travolta was humiliated and criticized in the public eye and the media, saying he hired an unqualified nanny to take care of his already ill son who suffered from autism, because he was more focused on getting a live-in nanny as a boy toy, someone who can pleasure him rather than be there for his son. I also wanted to add that the live-in nanny later quit and told media he quit because before Travolta's son's death, he was never labeled a nanny by Travolta or his family. See, so that goes to show you right there. Why does he need to come out and lie about that? He was never a live-in nanny. He was a boy toy from the start. And yes, Travolta's wife was there, but understand Travolta's wife is a Scientologist. She doesn't question. She does what she's told, It's for a greater purpose, a whole, She understands that, she was indoctrinated to understand that Travolta's image it comes first. Before her happiness, before any immoral wrongdoing that Travolta's doing maybe in the house. Let's take a look at a few other things. In 2009, Travolta was dragged out of the closet multiple times by his Hollywood friend, Carrie Fisher, best known for her role as Princess Leia in Star Wars. In a magazine column for Out magazine listing 10 things gay men should know about straight women, Fisher wrote, "Straight girls don't really care that John Travolta is gay," which later caused a media frenzy. And later that same year, she was asked about Travolta in an interview. She said, quote, "I mean, my feeling about John has always been that we know and we don't care. Look, I'm sorry that he's uncomfortable with it. That's all I can say." End quote. In 2010, interior designer Robert Randolph published a tell-all book where he said Travolta is a frequent and indiscreet participant in homosexual spa sex, and went on to describe watching Travolta giving and receiving oral sex, receiving anal sex, initiating mutual masturbation. He claimed John visited sex spas several times a week. It was sort of an obsession. In 2012, Travolta was accused of sexual assault and sued for millions by two masseuses. One male, who was only 21 years of age at the time, said, "During the massage, John kept removing his towel, telling me to focus on his buttocks. He then grabbed the boy's balls for a reverse massage, which made the young man scared and uncomfortable and sent him running out of the room." Second victim stated in his lawsuit, "While massaging near John Travolta's butt area, he would open his legs and spread his cheeks open, along with an erection, and would maneuver in a way to try to force the victim to touch his anus." Jeff Conaway came out in an interview and said that John Travolta tried to perform oral sex on him while he was sleeping one time. This is when they were younger, and mind you, these are Grease co-stars. They were both in the movie Grease. So not only is John Travolta living a lie, he's living in the closet, and he's a predator. It's one thing to like men. But it's another thing to try to to try to force your way sexually on someone. He's sick. Doug Gotterbot said him and Travolta were in a relationship for 6 years after he was hired by John as a pilot. See, John owns his own small airline company. For those of you who don't know, John has a pilot's license, owns 5 planes, and has a mega mansion with 2 airport runways that lead right to his front door. This is just another example of John not being able to live his truth. He's living a double life. Of course he denied these claims, but we have to understand nothing is what it seems in Hollywood. The rules are different. These people who are a part of this beast system set up picture-perfect shells, which is the family, the big home, the wife, the kids. But behind that shell in Hollywood, we often see homosexuality, pedophilia, devil in a coat worship and practices, sex trafficking, different dark practices like drinking baby blood, using baby blood for skin benefits. It's how they age so well. See, Lee Daniels was just on the Wendy Williams show. When he was asked how he looked so young next to his boyfriend who's 30 and he's late 50s, he said, quote, "I suck baby's blood." And he laughed evilly. Then he says, quote, "And I put it on my face." I will leave the link to this video in the description. I didn't put it up due to copyright purposes, but it's time the world tears down these Hollywood elite shells and expose them for who they really are behind closed doors. Make them live their truths and see if they are still worshipped and idolized by the masses. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys like this video.